I mean, the first year in the business, and again, this wasn't me flipping homes, but the first year in the business, I took my little part-time job that I had, and I took my real estate sales, and I made more than a full-time prof in my first year. And this was 24 years old, not having a clue of what I was doing. Very, very fortunate, but I kind of realized early on that, all right, this is the path I'm going to go. And then my wife and I, we bought our first set of flats. And at the time, I mean, when you're on commissioned earnings, as people would note there, if they're trying to get a mortgage, you need years of history. And my wife was a substitute teacher. Like, we were not that bankable, but the financing was such back then that you got really good credit for the rental income. Whereas now they take the rental income, they take half of it, they apply it towards your debt service ratio, so you're essentially getting 40% of 50% of the rental income. It used to be they would take the whole amount, and this is even before you got into it, and they would just apply it to the mortgage. So if your mortgage was $1,000 and the rent was $750, they were like, "Can you get approved for a mortgage of $250?" You're like, "I think I can." But we still didn't have the down payment. It had to come from RRSPs and all that. But we got that first property. And then my goal was to kind of buy a property every year for 10 years and then reassess after 10 years. Like, okay, where am I at? Do I want to scale up from there? And I managed to get 5 in 5 years, just kind of duplex, single family, duplex, single family, just as good opportunities presented themselves, getting a lift. And then I realized at some point, it's like, man, I'm putting 20% into these single-family homes and these duplexes. It's a lot of cash to tie up for a relatively small building. So I leveraged all of my 5 properties at that time to scale up to a 12-unit, and then kind of grew off of that.
Nice. What street was the first one on?
The first one was on Blink Bonnie Terrace.
Oh, was it? No way.
And I actually I lived in this, like... So I found out after the fact that someone was selling weed in one half of the unit. Like, it was side-by-side set of flats. And one of them had been freshly renovated, and the other half was occupied. I'm like, man, why is this unit so nice and cleaned out? I'm pretty sure there was an insurance claim for someone growing weed and then a sewer line backing up and all this stuff, which, of course, was not disclosed to us at the time of purchase. Won't say who the agent was, but either way, it was fantastic. But we lived on, in these little units, and great little unit, but across the street from us is this beautiful house, turn of the century. It was originally actually built by the third Premier of Nova Scotia in 1840, but it was a really estate home, and it had this crazy pool, which, because of the layout and the fact that that house at one point owned all of the land around it, the pool is sort of in the front yard. And so we'd have to sit there, my wife just starting her career, me just, scrapping away at commissions, and watch like this family enjoy this beautiful pool across the street. And when the parents would go away, the kids would jump off this awesome wraparound veranda into the pool. And be like, damn it, I'd love to live there someday. And we ended up buying the house maybe 7 years later. So that's where we live now. And that's us jumping into the pool while my tenants watch from across the street. But
that's actually badass to sit there, see that, and you're like, I want that place, and then go through the whole process of actually getting it.
Yeah, and that's the power of real estate. Like, we're both very fortunate. Like, we both sell real estate, and you can make a great living selling real estate, and we're very fortunate that we do. However, it's owning the real estate that changes your life. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you don't own bricks and mortar, I mean, obviously we're biased. People do other things, but owning bricks and mortar changes your life. Everything that my family's been able to do since has not been because of me selling real estate. It's been afforded
through what your assets have.
I mean, I guess indirectly there's been a connection there for sure. But once you've got that snowball rolling, it's amazing what it can do. That's why I'm such a big advocate of it. That's why I tell anyone. And that's why I'm happy to talk about it.